Hello. How you guys doing? Thank you. Appreciate that. I want to make the chat a little bit bigger so I can see. Thanks for joining. I'm just going to be doing some painting on some minifigures that I got. I just primed them, so I'm just going to do some quick painting. Hopefully they'll be fast. All right. Let's do white first. The Majin Ku, you like that? Thank you. Here, I have it here, just sitting in the corner. I'll put him on right in the back here for people to see. Who is my favorite Dragon Ball character? I think it changes from time to time. Right now, or as of recently, it's been Piccolo. I'm a big Piccolo fan. He's not the strongest, but he does get stuff done. And he never seems to really make any mistakes, which is nice. Wicho. So, oh shoot. So I'm painting some minifigures today. I didn't think they were worth doing a full video for, but I'm doing this last commission for somebody. It's the same person who I did the Vegeta and that first part of the how to paint tutorial, that Super Saiyan Goku. It's part of a commission that I took on at the end of last year. And Dingo Pizza. Favorite villain? Tough to say. Because most of these villains, they all become heroes. I'll move my camera this way. Yeah, so today I'm working on Bulla and a Kid Trunks. So this is the Bulla. Favorite villain? Sorry, I got lost sidetrack. Guess it's got to be Frieza, right? He's the only villain that's still a villain. Everybody else is like reformed. Quirky Gohan used to be my favorite also. But ever since like Super, where they sort of just keep retreading his story over and over again, it's like, all right, we just want something new with him. As much as I like Beast Gohan. I mean, clearly I like Gohan. I have like 3 videos of him on my channel, so. Right now, I'm not taking any commissions. This one was the last one I was taking. But pretty much everything I'm going to be working on is on the table to be for sale. So even this guy back here, I might sell him. Can I show my SHF collection sometime? Sure, but it's very small. I've seen your channel, and yours is definitely bigger than mine. All right, white on here. Can anybody on stream tell me what color Trunks' hoodie is? By any chance? Yeah, so I'm just starting with white here because it's just the easiest. I'm going to be cleaning up the lines later on with the other colors, but since it's like the lightest color, it's easier to start with it rather than doing it again later on. And if you see me going over a certain line over and over again, it's just me trying to eliminate any brush strokes. So even though you're like, it's covered already, you stop. Now it's just to smooth out all the lines. Thin layers are key here. Merge Zamasu? I like Merge Zamasu. I don't like him with the purple arm, though. Like the mushy one? I don't like that. It's not clean enough. Yellowish orange. Okay, thank you. Here's a fun fact. I'm a little bit colorblind. So I have to depend on like a color picker to make sure I got the right colors. Check out if you're checking out for my stuff for sale. You can basically just email me. I have my email in the description of all my videos. It's johns.hobbyroom@gmail.com. Let's do flat flesh. And do I do any other favorite animes? I mean, like, One Piece is always good. I love One Piece. I haven't been collecting any of the figures, though. Just because it's just so dangerous. There's so many characters and so many cool figures that I feel like if I collect a lot, start collecting, or start jumping into it, I'm in trouble. But then I've also watched, the latest one I watched is Dandadan, of course, big stuff. I watched a little bit of Mashal. Let me think. What else am I up to? What about you guys? Tell me what anime to watch. Quirky My Gohans are unfortunately not on sale. They are taken at the moment. But keep an eye out. Pretty much everything going forward, because everything in the past has already been taken by other folks. Get a bigger brush. Let me know if my microphone is too loud for you too. I could always lower the volume. Where's all the brushes? Gear 5 Luffy was kind of overrated. It looked pretty cool. Why would you say it's overrated? Jay, how's it going? Some guy got my Uzaro. I don't know who, but whoever he is, lucky guy. Yeah, I'm trying to just nail and finish up these figures as fast as possible without sacrificing any quality. So I probably will have to jump off at some point, but I did want to hang out with you guys. It's been a long time since I did a live stream. Is this clear enough? Here's a good view. Parasite the Maximum. Sorry. Dorohedoro? What's that about? I never heard of it before. SHF Gear 5 Luffy has some really limited articulation, and his wrist pegs don't even move at the hinge. That's unfortunate. It looked cool, but thanks, you just saved me $60, I guess. What kind of figures do you guys collect, everybody who's on the stream? I'll go back in, fix that later. Dora is a world full of masked wizards that use their magic to take advantage of normal humans. That sounds cool. Is that on Crunchyroll? Oh, okay. I'm looking at this head of Bulla, and the original, it was a bootleg, and I couldn't see where they had the mouth, but if I look at it, there is actually a small little area for me to put the smirk, so, or her smile rather. So that'll be good when I get to that point. It's on Netflix. Cool. Definitely check that out. I'll probably have to watch it dubbed though, because the only time I watch anime is when I'm painting figures, and I can't look two ways at the same time clearly. So there's so much delay in me even looking at your comments. I can't even listen to the Japanese and read the subtitles, so I'll have to watch it dubbed. It's like one of the main reasons why I haven't finished Demon Slayer. I started it in Japanese, so I can't start watching it in dub now. And I just don't like the way they pronounce the techniques. It sounds weird in English. Oh, JJK, I watched season 1. I didn't watch season 2, which I know is like supposed to be really, really good. I haven't watched season 2 of that. And Chainsaw Man I watched season 1. That was also good. Favorite SHF? I don't have that many. But I guess out of the ones that I've opened, I really like the Demoniacal Fit Goku. I really like my Piccolo Mini and the Goku Mini, actually. I like them both. And oh, I like the Bulma. Again, my collection's very small, but just something about that classic Bulma design. And they don't make like statue version of it, as you guys would call it. So I'll have to deal with that. I mean, live with that. How about you guys? Tell me yours. I did pre-order Cooler because I missed that because I didn't collect SHF at that time. I was gonna try to order the Toyotaro Ultra Instinct and Beast Gohan, but by the time I got into pre-orders, it was already sold out for Lightning Week. Yeah, Jay, English is no good for some shows. Like it's just the way they pronounce the names. Like even in like My Hero Academia, the names of the attacks are in English. But when you hear an English person say it, it just doesn't hit the same. It's like you know, United States of Smash doesn't sound cool when you say it with an English accent. Did that Gohan that came out recently didn't it come out with all the parts, or did not have all the accessories in there? Oh, and Jay, did you buy the new Kuji yet? Let me see. Myra says, "Can you buy figures you painted?" Yeah, you can. Like I think somebody mentioned asked it for. I think it was Quirky. They asked me before if I can buy the figures. You can. Just send me an offer over email would be best. Right now, I think if I sold anything going forward, it'd probably be US based. If you guys are international, we can talk about it if it gets to that point. As you guys can tell, this is a very time-consuming process. I want one. I have a Dragon Ball collection. I have 22 figures. What kind of figures do you have? And have I considered doing Grade A Baby? I have considered doing Grade A Baby. Keep an eye out. Maybe sometime this year. I have a lot of stuff. Out of Dragon Ball, right? Everybody here live. You guys like Z, GT, OG, Super, Daima. Everybody watch this week's Daima? Daima Fridays? What is a hype beast Goku? Is it a young person thing? I just turned 35 last week, so just to give you an idea of how old I am. And my brain's probably even older than that. Yeah, I'm always wondering, like, when did you guys get into when do people get into Dragon Ball these days? What made you get into the series? What makes you stick with the series? Because for me, Dragon Ball is one of these series that I've known since like the 90s. Like when I was only 5 or 6, and I've watched a Chinese Cantonese dub of some of the older movies before it even started here in the U.S. And I was hooked. And then, like everybody else in the United States, I started with Z. And then eventually, I watched GT, watched the original. And it just, you know what? It makes so much sense just to watch the original. You have to watch the original first. It makes too much sense. Oh, a meme from a mod where he's wearing designer clothes. Was it like an older game? Which, like, Tenkaichi? Or is it like a sparking one? I haven't even really played Sparking Zero. I watched people play. I live vicariously through everybody else. See, reading your comments. Super Saiyan 4 is cool. I love Super Saiyan 4. So different. One form of Goku's I don't really think gets enough love these days. Super Saiyan 2. I really like Super Saiyan 2. I'm reading Dragon Ball. Oh, Abridged and OG. I guess. Yeah, Bridge is good. It's a fun way to get into series, but you have to like. I feel like if you don't watch the original, it's just not as funny, especially in the original dub. I was watching Dragon Ball and I asked him what he said. Oh, fighters. Okay. What's that?
Coffee.
Coffee? Thank you. Oh, my daughter just brought me coffee. Cheers.
Hello.
Yeah, the camera's here. Don't put your face there, but just put your hand. Thumbs up. Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna need it. How'd you bring it up? How'd you bring this all the way up here by yourself?
I went up slowly.
Did you spill?
No.
No? That's good.
Without any fire alarms ringing.
Very good.
Can we just put these mittens back?
Okay.
I'm coming back up.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. When is my face revealed? If you want to suffer through some of my live streams at Comic-Con, I have my face revealed in there. But it's like a Easter egg for live stream listeners only. Or watchers. Oh, thanks, Matt. Yeah, like the stream, everybody. I'm just hanging out.
I'm gonna lay for a little bit.
Okay, I'm live. I'm live. All right, you guys said his hoodie's yellowish orange, right? I'm depending on you guys. Yes? I honestly don't know what color his hoodie is. Looks a little bit too yellow. Third best? Oh, I guess you're getting put Hibis and Arinsu, right? Simp. More like matches. Simps Peaches. Got him. This is Trunks. Yeah, this is Trunks. I have a Trunks minifigure that I'm doing for somebody. Again, this is my last commission I've done. It's orange. Yellowish orange. I'm going with that. What got me into customizing? Well, it's something, I guess, like, if back in the day, in the early 2000s, right, there was a website called DragonBallToys.com. Anybody know that one? Yeah, this looks like the right color. Anyway, so there's a website called DragonBallToys.com, and there used to be a forum. One of those forums was for customizing figures, and I saw some people doing it, customizing figures, that is. And then I thought, like, oh man, I was always into drawing and painting and stuff as a kid. So, and that was like the height of my Dragon Ball fandom as a kid. So I just decided, let me just try one, and I have some pictures of like my old first custom figures from when I was 13 years old. It was a Super Saiyan 5 Goku. And it was horrendous. And this was before I knew about like epoxy putty and that kind of stuff. So the way that I would harden clay on top of figures was boiling it. So I would stick the figure with the clay on it into boiling water. And then like the clay would be like super brittle and disgusting. And then all the paint layers that I did, they were so thick because I was no patience whatsoever as a 13-year-old kid. But yeah, so I just did that for a while and then I got better. Then I stopped. I didn't do anything for years. And then I was watching some YouTube videos on Dragon Ball figure collecting. Actually, Matches Peaches got me into YouTube. Well, no. Well, yeah, he got me into collecting again. I was watching his videos. And, there were some figures that I saw online that I said to myself, like, I could do a better job than this. I can do something about it. And then I just started doing it again. And then again, watching these videos, watching other people's videos, I said to myself, I can do YouTube. Let's try YouTube. So I just got started. And if there's anybody out there who wants to just start anything, that's my tip to you guys. It's just to start. You never know. Yeah, this looks like a good color. I like it. Good job, guys. Thank you. I might save that. Let's do Bulla's shirt. We're going to go with the end of Z colors. So I'm going to be doing just like a maroon. Maybe we'll do purple and red. I'm catching up on the colors. Myra, you're watching DBZ right now. Good. Great show. What episode are you watching? And Matches Peaches asking big questions. Non-DBZ figures? I think so. I have a big backlog of Dragon Ball stuff that I'm doing this year. And then we'll see what happens after that, after I get through my backlog. A lot of Crane figures. One thing I want to try to tackle this year, I know a lot of people have been asking me about doing like 2D style figures. So if you've been watching, the one thing I've been doing with my outlines of my figures was painting them with very thin lines instead of using panel liners. And it's sort of been like a subtle way for me to practice what they call black lining for 2D style figures. So it's sort of trying to figure out some different techniques for me to work on until I could finally nail that look for Manga Dimensions. But I just can't seem to. Not the biggest fan of it, but I know people like it. So I'm going to try to see if I can achieve that style. Or at least like not like some of the shadows that some people do is a little bit too intense. I prefer it looking like watercolor or more like like the anime instead of just like the Legends or Dokkan art where like they have like black as the shadows. To me, that's just a little bit too much, but that's just me. And sorry if I'm not reading your comments right away. I can't make my eyes go in two different directions. Poketo no coin. I do have a King of Artists Gear 5 Luffy that I might want to do a 2D of or something. Poketo no coin. Do you want to be my friend? Your favorite was Broly. I think out of everybody's one of my recent videos, I think that's everybody's favorite. It blew up. I'm very grateful for anybody who jumped on the train from that video. Welcome. Especially the short. I'm still a small time guy. And I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. Super Saiyan 5 Goku, man, I wouldn't even know how to make it these days. It was so bad. It was of if you ever look up Super Battle Collection, like those figures from the 90s are like only 5 inches tall. I made it out of that. Sorry, is this out of focus? Yeah, better. Matt, what kind of One Piece figures would you want me to do? Yeah, Super Battle Collection was my original too. I had I had a good amount of them. I didn't have all of them. Some of them were harder to get than others. And also I was a kid, so no money. But those and like the Irwin Toys ones from the early 2000s, I collected all of those. And then, that's another story I had, was in order for me to do collecting back then, on the same Dragon Ball Toys forum, I would sell custom figures too. And now looking back at it, I don't know how people wanted to buy my stuff. It looks so bad. but I only sold them for like $25 a pop. And I used that money, which would either get like through like money order, or I forget if PayPal was a thing back then, but I remember getting money order. And then I would take it to the post office to exchange it for cash. And then my dad would take me to Toys R Us. And then I would just buy the newest Irwin Toys figures. So I had every single one. And I would just churn out figures. Oh, and I would buy from eBay lots. So actually not too much different than what I'm doing now. I would buy from lots of figures that I wanted to buy. I wanted to customize. And then I would just sell them on the forum. And then use it to buy more. And that's my strat as a 13 or 15-year-old boy. And now as a 35-year-old man with a 13-year-old mind. Yeah, and that story was back when I was 13, 14. So that's like 20-something years ago. But again, I only did that for a couple of years. I did that for 3 years. So until I was like 17, 16, 17. And then I stopped. And then one thing that I did back in like 2017 was a friend got a 3D print of a Goku bust. It's a Super Saiyan 2 head. And I just sort of like, okay, I could paint that. I did as a kid. And that was my first project of the teens. And then I did, let me show you guys the first Trunks I did. I still have it. So I repainted this Trunks. So this was a head of a matchmaker's Trunks, and the body's a bootleg. So I did this one prior to starting the channel, and it was after that. That's when I decided to start doing YouTube. So I'll keep that here. It's one of my precious ones. I'll put this next to Coup here. Yeah, it's the bootleg of the Legends. This is before I discovered Zen Market. So every time I would go look for a Legends Trunks, it was like $80. And there's no way I'm destroying an $80 figure just for funsies. And I got the Super Saiyan Matchmaker's Trunks for like really cheap. It was like $16 on like Big Bad Toy Store or something. So that, and then a bootleg Legends, and it's still to scale. So I said, all right, let's just do it that way. Okay, Julian. I'm going to still call you Myra. Now I'll call you Julian. These days, if I'm selling a figure, it sort of depends on how much work it is. Like, what am I asking for? How many figures did I use to make it? You know? So it's sort of a case-by-case basis, but if I'm just doing a strict repaint, I don't want to put a number on it, but like at least $60. If I'm giving a rough estimate. But again, case by case basis. Like these little mini ones, I forgot how much I charged. But it wasn't $60. All right, first coat is done. Maybe this is too busy. Get him out of the way. But I'll keep cool here. He's my boy. I'll do this. That's probably a little better. Am I into Western superheroes? Yeah. I mean, just like everybody else, up until like Marvel, Avengers Endgame, I was really into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It fell off a little bit. Like, there's just finality to like Endgame. You bring so many endings to such iconic character stories that at that point it's like easy to fall off. And also at that time I had kids, so it made it more difficult for me to keep up with things. And then the pandemic. But if anybody's seen the new Fantastic Four trailer, oh shoot, I thought the new Fantastic Four trailer looked fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that. I think I was looking. Yeah, I've seen that opinion about the Thing too, and I'm on like two minds of it. I don't really mind. I've heard a lot of criticism on the voice, and it didn't really bother me personally. It was like a little different than what we're used to, but I think our minds are a little colored by the older movies, where like they give him that gravelly voice down here, and then I like how they gave him. I guess I didn't watch The Bear either, but I think he's a chef in that show, right? Or restaurant owner. And I like that they sort of threw that in there. So we'll see about the CGI. I have faith that they're putting a lot of work into it, and when the final product comes out, I'll let that be the judge. Same with Superman. I'm hopeful. James Gunn has, for me, hasn't really missed. So like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 probably might have not been my favorite. But like I think Guardians 3 really nailed it. In terms of like the emotion and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that he does it again for Superman. I just want a happy Superman again. I love having Henry Cavill as Superman, but I think that the way that they treated his character, like, butchered the entire thing. Then that's not saying the quality of the movie making or anything, but in terms of just pure character, definitely like character assassination. I'm giving Bola here polka dots on her dress, so that's from this bootleg originally had her dress as blue. As red. And so I want to make it white with red polka dots this time. Reading through comments. Whatever repaints comic. Well, Matt, yeah, I did agree with you. I can see like the criticism on the look, too. It didn't bother me. I was like really happy they did a comic book accurate looking thing, which is cool. But again, like the movie's not coming out for like 6 months. And I think they might have like tried to rush a trailer out for February 4th, which is like, Fantastic Four, February 4. So maybe the CGI is not done yet. So we'll see what the final product looks like. Hope it's good. What time is it? Oh shit, I gotta go soon. And would I ever repaint comic character statues? New Marlon Marvel statues could look great with some better paint jobs. I did do Illuminous Spider-Man back in July. It didn't really resonate with everybody. And so that's why I sort of like pivoted back to just Dragon Ball. Because initially at that point I was going to try to branch out to other franchises. Again, start doing like One Piece and, Marvel, things like that. But that just didn't hit. So I just pivoted back to Dragon Ball. It's not to say it's off the table, but for now, once I get through my backlog, we'll see what's going on. My next project will probably be a small one, because I am going away for work this week. It'll just be fixing the Omnibus Ultimate Majin Buu, because that stupid seam line in its head. So that's going to be my project there. Let's do Trunks' pants. And by the way, this is a cup of water. So all my paint cups, I throw them in there. I'll let them soak for a bit. I'll wash them out later, if anybody's curious. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Matt, with these last few years of Marvel, I agree. I hope they get their shit together. I'm excited to watch Captain America this week, though. Let's see what happens. I like some Harrison Ford. So that'll be something to watch. I'm having trouble with it, though, because I hear whenever they do the marketing for the movie, they just keep saying, hey, it's just like the old Captain America movies. So that might spell trouble. Oh, sorry, I missed a second sentence. Yeah, Thunderbolts. I'm okay with Thunderbolts. Captain America, I'm excited about, and Daredevil, I'm excited about Daredevil. Although I didn't even watch season 3 on Netflix, so. And Zack Snyder is not the guy for Superman. Agreed. I like his visual style for like what he did with Batman and I guess even Wonder Woman. But in terms of story, like, I don't know. It's just not doing it for me. So I'm glad they handed it off to somebody else. Although I wasn't really like the biggest fan of the Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson. I liked it, but I'm tired of like trying to make Batman gritty and realistic. And that's what was like so cool about Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman warehouse fight with him, where they made him like really badass. And I want something like, I guess the Arkham. Well, the Arkham games are sort of realistic too. But I want like villains like Clayface, like some of the weirder ones that you don't really get in movies. Quirky, are you trying to bait me? Quirky trying to bait me into doing some voice acting. I'm saving that line for an Android 17 video. So when that comes out, you guys better stick to the end. I'll do voice acting then. Julian, if you want to know what I look like, if you don't want to go through my live streams, if you look at ProZD, I think I look like him. Sure, Quirky, trying to save face, trying to make me sound like, say I sound like Android 17, just like everybody else. I know your true intent. Thank you. Thank you for telling me I look less squishy than him. One day I wanna meet him. I think I'm taller than him too. He looks not that tall. But then again, I'm sort of tall for an Asian guy. And then I used to wear glasses. So when I used to wear glasses, man, I definitely looked more like him. I want to meet him in real life. But out of the androids, I mean, like, I guess 17's cool. 17 from Super. Totally redemption for that character. For me. All right. I think that's it for today, guys. I have to go soon. Android 19's a clown. A literal clown. Great Vegeta fodder. What was my first figure? It's tough to say. In the modern era, like my first, when I first got back to collecting, like back a couple years ago, I can tell you that. It was this. Ooh. Oh, I know, it was this one. Dusty. This is my first figure back. Super dusty. I don't keep this one in a glass case. But I love this one. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for me for today. I have to go, unfortunately. But I'll do this again. I want to finish these minifigures soon. So maybe you'll see me tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Take care, everyone.